Hello, everybody. Good evening and welcome to Evening Vibes. My name is RileyJay. Pronouns are he, him, his. And I am so excited that you have decided to join us this evening. If you're new to the show, welcome. What we ask for you is for the next hour to just kind of unwind, relax with us, and just have a good time. I always like to start by asking people how they're doing this evening, maybe what they're up to, maybe sharing why they may feel the way that they feel. We just kind of like to create a community here so that way you can share what you're feeling and then just let it go for the next hour and just kind of be. I just saw Jenna said, yes, Riley, work that flannel. Thank you. Hello, Jenna. Nick, Wendy, Jaden, Julie, my mom. Hi, everybody. It's so good to see you all. Um, please, 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 share the feed if you can, wherever you may watching, share it with your friends, your family, your news feed on Facebook, wherever you want to share it. Hi, Kevin. Um, because the bigger this community gets, the better the show is just going to keep getting. I love growing a community with you all. You'll see across the bottom here is just my tips scrolling across the bottom, the way you can tip me if you're enjoying the show, if you're able. Any money that I receive just goes straight back into the stream. We're working on getting more equipment, better cameras, some more lights for our Friday and Saturday show. And we're looking to add some shows in the middle of the week as well. We've started doing on Thursday evenings, crafting, live stream crafting with me, and occasionally special guest Jaden as she does her makeup. So makeup and crafting items aren't free either. So donations and tips are also used towards that to just keep bringing you guys content, bringing you um, better drag, better entertainment, better whatever you're looking for. We're looking to make it better. Is basically what we're doing. Um, you're wearing your Jaden shirt. That's exciting. Yes, we did some deliveries today of Jaden Black t-shirts. She's doing a flash sale of what she has left of her Jaden Black t-shirts. If you're interested in getting one, you can always DM Jaden Black to get your Jaden Black t-shirt fix. $20, and that includes shipping. And in the next couple weeks here, end of the month or however long it takes to make t-shirts, she'll be having a brand new t-shirt coming out that we're super excited for. So get these ones sold so we can get new ones. We're really excited. Also, final thing before we get started here, please comment tonight. Comment, 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 because if you comment tonight, you automatically get entered in a raffle to win a free ticket to Friday's show. And this Friday, if you don't already know, we have the amazing special guest, the amazing drag entertainer, Boa from Canada's Drag Race. She is joining us live. She is live streaming from wherever she lives these days, and we're really excited to have her and work with her. So please comment tonight, because when I see your name pop up, I'm gonna write it down, and you'll be entered in a raffle to win a ticket for Friday. If you win and you've already bought your ticket, you can give your ticket to a friend. And if you can't attend, then I guess I'll just pick another name. I don't know. We'll figure it out. um, but you can always purchase a ticket as well in the pinned comment here on Facebook. It includes the ticket link to Friday's show if you would like to just guarantee your spot. It is $20. We are raising money for community services here in Ypsilanti. They help feed the homeless. They help with finding jobs, finding places to live, food services, and all that fun stuff. So we're super excited to be supporting them. Is it per comment? No, it's not per comment. It is just if you commented. So as soon as I see your name for the night, all you have to do is comment once. If I did per comment, you'd be here all night as I wrote your names down. I am my own tech man. I am the host. I am the everything for our Wednesday night shows. So no, it is not per comment at all. And yes, we're going to be celebrating Kevin's 40th birthday on Friday as well. Kevin is a regular that watches our shows, so we're excited to be celebrating with him and having Boa for his birthday, if that's what you want to say. So, all right. That being said, I'm so excited to get started. I have one of the most incredible people joining me today. I have looked up to him in the past, however many years I've known him, and I'm so excited that I get to share him with you all today. Please welcome to the screen the one and only Tyler Calhoun, everybody.
Oh my gosh, that's such a sweet introduction. Thank you, Riley. Thanks for having me. I
Of
appreciate it.
course. I'm just thrilled to have you. I mean, I've been trying to snag you since I started Evening Vibes.
Yes, I know. I'm so happy that this is finally working out. Your comment section is incredible. I love every Julie with the is it per comment. That was amazing. And happy early birthday, Kevin.
Yeah, I love my audience members. They're amazing. They're just they're all incredible. They make me happy. They
Yeah.
make the show worth it. It
Oh,
could be
totally.
just like these few people watching every week, and sometimes it is just these people watching, and they
Mhm.
just make it worth
Oh my
it.
gosh, yeah. And I know, like I said, like I wanted to talk to you about like having a show and like what it's like. And that's one of those things. Even if you've just got like a handful of people that are active in the comments and letting you know what's up, that means so much.
Totally.
It really
So,
does.
Tyler, we just kind of threw you on screen. Do you want to do just like a little intro about yourself, what you want people to know before we get started into like the real deal things?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, what should I say? My name's Tyler Calhoun. Originally from Michigan. I live in Chicago currently. It's a good time. um, I do theater. I'm a theater artist, and I have a podcast called Life in Theater, which we're going to talk about today. Oh my gosh, Kevin, you're a fellow podcaster too. That's sick. What's the name of your podcast? Let me know in the comments. Uh, but my podcast is just interviewing different people from the theater industry, from all different walks of life in the theater industry, to kind of get people thinking about theater in different and exciting ways than they might normally think of, like Broadway. You know, that's like the big thing that people's minds goes to. So there's a lot more to it than that. There are people that are using theater in prison systems for rehabilitative purposes. There are people that are doing theater by performing in drag in the club. You know, like theater exists in many different ways. And the podcast was a way to help me remain connected to theater while it's not existent during the pandemic. And it allows me to help people kind of see theater differently. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing right now.
I mean, that is exactly how I feel about this show. Is it just gives me something that is something like theater, performance art that I can just like connect with. So I love that you said that because I agree full-heartedly with that statement.
That makes me happy because I feel like we could all use a little bit more connection right now while we're isolated to our homes or just not gathering with people.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm glad that it can do that for you. I hope it's doing that for other people too.
Are you have you been able to have any like theater experiences since you got to Chicago? I forget when you moved.
Yeah, so I moved in August and no. As horrible as that is, yeah, I really haven't. I mean, I was going through the interview process for a job, a development assistant position at a company out here, and y'all, there was 4 rounds of interviews. Your boy made it to round 3 before she got knocked
Oh
out.
no.
Yeah, so that was sad, but we press on.
Well, you still have your podcast going
Yeah,
strong. It's going stronger than ever. We were just talking before we even started,
yeah.
just about where it's at compared to where you started. And I'm so excited for you. I'm excited to talk about it. Let's talk about
Okay, what do you
it.
want to know?
so so podcasting is, I mean, it's different. For me, that's a whole different world than what I'm doing here. I mean, here I have an
Yeah.
audience to talk to. I have a person to like physically look at.
Mhm.
It's all mine is I'm all raw footage. I like
This is live.
this isn't there's no editing.
Right?
um so I mean with those aspects, do you kind of want to where you started to where compared to where you are now? Like, is that a good starting place to give you for that
Sure.
topic?
Yeah. Yeah. So when I started the podcast, I really wanted to kind of prime my listeners for how I think about theater because I knew that later on I'd want their buy-in when I decided to talk to people that aren't working in theater like in the traditional ways. So I started off by interviewing five like excuse me, oh my god. But I started off interviewing like five theater professors from Eastern Michigan University, which is where you and I both studied and met.
Yes.
But I started talking to them to kind of get their thoughts down on their expertise of theater and the way that they move and work and shape in theater, to kind of show my listeners how I understand theater, because obviously the ways that I've worked with them have informed the way that I go about moving in theater and working in theater. So it started off with interviews with them about the things that they think about in theater. And then I have since done, yeah, we're on the third series since the first one. Hey, that's cute. Uh, but then I started talking to friends that I have and colleagues that I have that are working in theater in interesting ways. Like my friend Amanda Pintori, who is somebody that I met at a conference, and she creates theater for the very young, and dance for the very young, which is, for people who don't know, baby theater. Um,
Yes, baby theater.
Yes, yes, baby theater, which is like huge in other countries, but the US, there's not a ton of it. It's gaining more popularity, but there's not a ton of it right now. So I started talking to people like her who are creating baby theater. I talked to my friend Siobhan Coleman about teaching artistry because I think that's a term that even theater people hear a lot, but don't really know exactly what it is. So that's kind of what guided me, was like, what are some things that are out there but people don't know a ton about, or like the average person who goes to a theater show might not know about. So I wanted to kind of venture into those territories. And then right now with the latest series, it's entitled Creating the World We Want. And I was just very inspired by the fact that, like, we got Trump out of office. You know, we got some good things on the horizon. Hopefully, there's like a vaccine for coronavirus, so hopefully that will be helping to make things, get back to a place where we can gather, and make theater again. So I wanted to talk to people that are working in theater in interesting ways, that are applying theater to help in different ways. So, like, I talked to Erica Phillips of the Old Globe Theater. She runs a program called Reflecting Shakespeare out in California. And it uses Shakespeare as a rehabilitative tool for women and men who are currently incarcerated. And I'm in the middle of editing that episode right now. And we talk about her process design and all the thoughts that she had going into it about like working with this population and how to use Shakespeare in an engaging way that will excite them and challenge them and not turn them off. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So yeah, and then I talked to like Eva Destruction on Dracula about drag.
So we're gonna pause you there because I want to hear everything. I
Yeah.
as I disclosed earlier, I haven't listened to that episode yet, and I
Mm.
because mainly because I knew that other people hadn't listened to it yet either that watched this show. So what like little teasers can you give us about that episode?
Oh my gosh. Okay. First of all, thank you, Kevin, for listening. I appreciate your feedback on the Peruse and Lee Silly episodes. I'm glad that you liked them. But
They
yeah,
are amazing. Those two professors at Eastern.
right? Oh my God. Like, I just knew that whatever we decided to talk about was going to be incredible because they're incredible.
Yes.
So, yeah.
They have all the stories and all the advice and
Yeah.
yes.
But yeah, Eva, so that episode, that was really cool. Because when I started the podcast, I knew that I wanted to branch out at some point and like interview people that were like drag performers, that it's totally theater, but you might not think that that's theater like immediately.
Right.
But she was one of the people that I really wanted to talk to, like at the front end, because they're one of my favorite drag performers. They also are really well known for their theater mixes. So if you go on to their YouTube page, they've got a ton of mixes that are like Chicago Fiddler on the Roof, Little Shop of Horrors, The Sound of Music. Like,
Oh my goodness.
yeah, and
My
I
heart.
right, like gobsmacked. She used Fruma Sarah and transitioned it into like I Put a Spell on You. How's like the genius. She's so
Yes.
good. So I found Eva on YouTube and knew that like okay, Eva's a theater queen, so maybe just maybe they would be down to have a chat about theater. And I reached out and they were super gracious and super willing to just jump in and do it. And they talk a lot about drag and how drag needs to open it up, but also theater can learn a lot from drag by opening it up and taking more risks, and using drag performers in interesting ways in shows that might not necessarily have like a scripted drag performer in it, like Hairspray, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
So we talked about that. We talked a little bit about their time on Dragula. We talked about there's so much stuff. Like they brought up Shakespeare and how like drag was like at the epicenter of theater, which was at the epicenter of culture. And then I'm like, okay, so why is drag so popular now, but theater's not? We get into that.
That part.
Yeah. It's just an interesting chat. And to know that like they were so accessible. And they talk about how with their platform that they really wanted to make themselves accessible to any fans or just people in general that enjoy their art and enjoy what they're doing and want to engage with it. And that's exactly what they did. And I was like, you're so nice. Oh my God.
I love that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for people that are looking for advice on reaching out to like someone that's bigger than themselves, like
Yeah.
name wise, brand wise, I mean, how did you go about that? Did you just like, just on a whim, you're like, I'm going to send this person a DM? Did you have to like message a manager? Because they
Yeah.
were on Dragula. So, were there obstacles to that?
It was actually pretty simple.
Of course it
Believe it
was.
or not. I think I could have probably DM'd Eva and established a connection that way, just based off of the conversation that we had. But I went through their manager, so I messaged them first, and then they sent the information over to Eva, who then got back with me and was like, "Yeah, I'd like to do this. Let's schedule it." So then we just scheduled it and made it happen.
That's awesome.
Right. So I think like, yeah, if you have, if anybody's like, they have a podcast or they have a show and they're thinking of like doing that and reaching out to somebody that might be, have a bigger platform than they do, just be honest, be authentic in your ask, don't, if you really enjoy the person and enjoy what they're doing, like they're going to jive with that. Like I don't think anybody gets mad at people wanting to celebrate them and celebrate what they do. So put yourself out there. It's gonna be all right.
Well,
The
I
worst they can
think,
say is no.
right. I think too, the pandemic has really changed people's attitudes towards like getting like bookings because they're not getting them. Whether it's paid or voluntary. I mean,
Yeah.
they're just not. And I mean, because I mean, we're coming from that stigma before the pandemic where it's like I can't talk to these people. And then there's the additional added of the pandemic of like, well, I have nothing to book you for, even if it's voluntary.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we kind of had the same experience, I feel almost. I mean, there was a couple different aspects to it, but a similar experience to when we got Boa for this
Yeah.
Friday, where it was like, while there's some added stuff behind the scenes to how we got the contact for her. And at the end of the day, I mean, she doesn't have bookings.
Yeah.
So like she's like, yeah, like please.
Let's do
Please
it.
give me something to do. Like so now I feel is the best time to reach out to other artists specifically that might seem like really intimidating to reach out to. But it's like, I
Yeah.
mean, we're all just looking for something to do right now.
Isn't that the truth? We're all just looking for something to do. Something fun.
Right. And if it jives with what we love to do, like, yes, 110%, please. Like,
Yeah.
take
Right.
my money. Like, I don't know. I will pay you to let me on the show.
That is so cool that you guys got Boa, by the way. Like, yeah, I don't know if I have the day off of work on Friday, but if I do, I'm definitely buying the ticket and watching. Absolutely.
I'm very excited. And for all those that are watching, we also leave our live stream up for 24 hours. So if you can't watch it at the time of, you have 24 hours to watch it. It's just not live.
Cool. I
But
appreciate that because my schedule is all over the place.
yeah, there's always a 24-hour window to the Friday shows. We like to give
Right.
that option. Not many people take us up on it, but they will eventually, I'm sure.
They better. Hey.
I think too, people are kind of realizing that, oh, this pandemic is like a thing that's gonna still be happening for a while. So I guess online entertainment it is.
Yeah. I
I don't
mean,
know. It feels sad that it took, for at least on like my end of things, I feel like that it took too long to get to that point.
oh, 500%. Are you kidding me? I still see like so I'm in Chicago, which like there's a lot more people, per square foot, and I just see so many people still not wearing masks. And I'm like, if we want to get through this, if we want to get on the other side of this, we all have to agree that this is the thing and work to not, like work together. Work together. We have to work together. And some people don't seem really willing to do that. And it's unfortunate.
Yeah. Well, and in the arts community too, on like that same realm, I guess. I
Yeah.
feel like at this point we are competing, which I hate. That's the part that I hate is like the word competing. We're competing with people that are starting to put on live shows. It's like,
Yeah.
why? First of all, it's not a competition. I feel like we could all just support each other.
Okay.
Uh, um, but second of all, like why can't we be at a point that like we're still just all agreeing that virtual is the best way to go?
Yeah.
Broadway's not open, so nothing should be open. That is my motto for life.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? That's fair. I mean, they found some way to make the Super Bowl happen and sports happen, but
Don't
we can't
even.
do Broadway. Work. Got it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't even know what that was. I did not watch it. I forgot it was happening, to be completely honest with you.
Oh my God. The only reason I know it was happening was because of work. Somebody came through my line and they said, "So is my team gonna win tomorrow?" And I was like, I don't even know who's playing. Like you
Like,
got the
please
wrong
take your
picture.
things and leave. Thank
Yeah.
you.
So
What are you doing these days for work purposes, if I may ask?
yeah, sure. So I live the glamorous life of a retail associate. Not glamorous at all. No, I work in a store. It's like basically like the Costco of liquor stores in Illinois. It's wild. It's wild.
Yes, Costco version of a liquor store.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's crazy. There's so much wine. There's like 30 aisles of wine. It's crazy. Yeah.
Is it like nice?
Yeah, it is. It is
Oh,
nice.
okay.
Yeah, it's called Benny's. Yeah, it's a
Okay.
really nice store. It's fine. I don't like that I am out in the public all the time, because I have asthma. So if I
Yeah.
caught this, it would not be great. But I've been wearing double masks the whole time. I use hand
Yeah.
sanitizer like a mother. I'm always wiping everything down. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to keep safe. But that's iconic. Thanks, Nick. I like to think so.
That's always been my word for Tyler Calhoun since I met him. Since I met him in my first experience ever at Eastern, I was like, that human is iconic.
Oh my gosh, I feel the same way about you. Seriously.
Stop.
It's true. It's true.
Thank you.
But yeah, so that's kind of what I've been doing. I've also been doing a lot of work with Decky Alexander on
Yes.
Limelight and all kinds of stuff with that.
You want to talk about that? Because I'm really, I love the work that you two are doing, and that your group is doing. I should say, I know it's not just you two.
Oh yeah, there's so many people that are doing amazing stuff like Taylor Jones, Ariel Pompey, Brittany Wynn, Jonathan Jones. Um, yeah, so many great people.
Coffee.
Um, Coffee, yes, Catherine Coffee, Iraq. There's so many people. Oh my god, and of course Becky Alexander. But Limelight, and if people want to check it out, like to learn more about it, they can go to limelightlive.org. But Limelight is a theater consulting company which offers theater solutions to real world problems. So basically, an organization or a person might have some problem or some need that they want to solve or fix. And we offer our capabilities and insights and sensibilities as artists to create some kind of a fix with them or for them. Maybe it's a podcast like Homebound, or maybe it is a show that we travel around to conferences that catalyzes conversation around ways that we can better serve caregivers in our communities, like Vital. Right now, we're working on a project called Regen. It's really cool. I'm very excited about it. So it's in collaboration with the Detroit Area Agency on Aging and the and Generations United. And basically, what it is we broke Taylor Jones and Ariel Pompey really broke up the different neighborhoods in Detroit, and we're basically reaching out to partners all around these neighborhoods in Detroit to provide us older adults and younger adults that we can put together through Zoom for storytelling and improvisation workshops to foster intergenerational communication. And to share stories and insights about the history and the culture of the neighborhood and the space that they share together, with hopes that when COVID is past us and the pandemic is past us, and it is safe to gather again, that we can actually pair these young folks and these old folks together in real time so that they can create something together, as opposed to just doing it virtually. So that's a project that we have right now with them. And we have a lot more projects coming up. Like we're doing a second season of Homebound, which is a podcast. Yeah, it's cool.
I would love to talk about Homebound for a minute because that podcast. Not that I don't love yours, but Homebound, I am in love with.
Yeah.
It feeds to
Oh,
the way that it's built. It feeds to my attention abilities. In the pandemic, like my attention is all over the place.
yeah.
I am just like all over like I know that I don't have, but I feel like I have sometimes like ADHD. Part of that is like I mean the anxiety of the pandemic and not leaving my house ever.
Right.
But also
Fair.
I mean post having having had COVID, one of the post symptoms is like brain fog
Mm-hmm.
and focusing can be really hard. Um and like on this show, for example, sometimes I like want to ask a question. And I'm like, what if we already talked about this? It's like I
Yeah.
feel like I should be like taking notes because I'm like worried that we already talked about it. Um,
Wow.
and then I lose my train of thought of things. Oh, so Homebound.
Yes.
Homebound is great because it's in short snippets.
Yes.
I love the setup of like it's like a like sometimes like a 5 sentence exchange and it's like boom, next conversation. Like it just and I love the transition and I just really like it.
Yes. Oh my gosh. That genius goes to Decky and Coffee and E-Rock. They really rocked it out for that. So yeah, like Homebound, for folks that don't know, Homebound is a podcast that's a project of Limelight funded by Generations United and the Ralph C. Wilson Foundation. Ooh, you can hear that cat. That's my
Yeah, Ken, I love it. I am here for the cat. Is it in the room? Can I see it?
He's in the hallway.
Okay.
He's very loud though. But he's cute. But Homebound.
Yeah, sorry. Now I got
he's
you
much
off on
bigger.
tangent.
I live. The Homebound. Oh yes, you want to see the kitty cat?
Yes.
Yes. Oh wait, ooh, he's like jumping. Come on, Booze.
Yeah,
Do you see him?
I see a little pause. Hi, pause. Hi,
Oh my
human
God.
holding.
That's Rachel. She's my roommate. She's fabulous and incredible and arts administration extraordinaire. Oh my gosh, somebody said I love Screaming Child. Very that. That's Yo-Yo, Screaming Child.
That's my friend Eli. Hi, Eli.
Hi, Eli. You got that. You got that. That is a screaming baby right there.
Jenna said her cat just went, "Who's that?"
Yo-Yo, you're famous. He's just giving himself a bath now.
I have to make myself clean for the public.
Well, obviously.
Sorry.
No,
Homebound
go
is a
ahead. Yeah.
project that is funded.
Yes, funded by Generation United and Ralph C. Wilson Foundation, and it is a podcast that we created based off interviews with homebound seniors at the very beginning of the pandemic. So we paired them with younger folks to just talk about what they're thinking about during this time and how they're making sense of it, and the different exchanges that they could have together from the different perspectives that they have. And so, like you said so beautifully, the episodes are like layered and artfully woven together. You get splices, like we like to say, of the interviews. Each episode explores like a different theme. So I think we did like one of them was the new normal, one might have been time, and I believe the last one was catch and release. So we have different sections of the interviews. We have the same interviews or the same people featured on each episode, but different sections of their conversations so that we can kind of go into that theme and break it open a little bit. But yeah, so we're working on season 2 right now and getting ready to start filming interviews this month.
Awesome.
I'm excited.
And one thing that I find really fascinating, and I know you talked about this on another live stream because I was the one that asked the question, but I want to have you talk about it again because I think it's so
Yeah.
fascinating. The tech behind Homebound.
Yeah.
I super thought you guys had like some super like high tech like setup where you like recorded phone calls and stuff. But please share how you do your
Oh my
interviews
God.
because pandemic, you obviously can't go see the people that you're working with because they're in a residence that you can't go into.
Yeah. Yeah. So oftentimes it was like for my interview with Sid, what we did was I went into his house and set it all up for him. And then we went outside, me and Decky did, and set up our own recording setup outside with a hotspot off of her phone. And Sid was inside on my computer speaking into this microphone. And then we were outside chatting with him and we recorded the interview via Zoom. But then other interviews, we might have dropped off like a bucket of tech equipment at a senior center and got on the phone with the representative that we've made contact with and kind of coached them how to set it up and set it up for the old person so that all they had to do was just sit down and talk to us, and then
Yeah.
we'd be in another room or in a car recording the interview so that we kept everything safe. So yeah, we had to, it was a lot of making it work and figuring out, especially like Coffee can speak to it better than I can probably, but a lot of like in the moment, this tech is not working the way it's supposed to, so we have to do something else, make it work, figure it out. So yeah.
And for you specifically, did you because the focus, as you mentioned, is like Detroit area, correct?
For Homebound, it was Washtenaw County.
Okay, so for you, did you get leeway or did you travel back to do the podcast?
So this was before I moved. It was one of the last things I did right before I moved.
Okay,
I filmed the interview with Sid, and then since then I've been remotely collaborating on Homebound, transcripting all the interviews, offering creative input, helping with social media, and scripting and that kind of stuff.
gotcha.
Yeah, it's honestly the weird thing about Homebound is 99% of it has been done remotely without anybody being in the same room as anybody else, which is very fascinating.
Well, in the way that the episodes were released, again, something that's different from podcasting and what I do on this show. I
Mhm.
mean, you can do something so early on and then release it whenever you want. Like when I'm
Yeah,
here, I'm here. It's time to go.
right. Right,
So
absolutely.
that didn't even like cross my mind that like that would have been before you moved because I listened to it whenever it came out.
Mhm.
What was it? Early winter.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, because we filmed or recorded all of them rather. Um, at the beginning of summer and didn't start releasing episodes like you said until about winter. So there was a long process of us me transcripting these interviews, all of us looking at them and talking about what's there, deciding on the themes that we wanted to explore, and then picking out sections that we wanted to use and weaving those together and then actually editing all the pieces together. So it was a long process once we filmed to when we actually started releasing episodes. Yeah.
Anne Marie asked, "Is it a filmed podcast?"
That's a great question. It is not a film podcast, but you can find it wherever you find. If you do listen to podcasts, wherever you find another podcast, you can probably find Homebound, and you should be able to just find it by Homebound, searching Homebound or Homebound Radio.
I listen on Spotify.
Do you?
Yes.
Spotify's my favorite. That's the one I use for everything.
I do too. I mean, I have Apple products, so I always think about investing in like Apple stuff, like Apple Music and stuff. But I'm like, I already pay for Spotify. So.
It's better too because then at the end of the year you get the Spotify Wrapped, so you
Right.
can listen to. Yes.
I know. I saw that. I saw people who use Apple Music. They were doing like those memes. They're like, just waiting for my wrap up of the year, and I'm like,
Right.
you don't get one of those.
I know.
What do you mean? I want to listen to the sad songs I listened to at the beginning of the pandemic again.
Obviously, I want to listen to all the same music I've been listening to all year again to end the
Yep.
year.
Like, oh yeah, I did listen to that, and then listen to it like a million more times.
Oh my god, some of my songs, like I got like there's a song from Dolly Parton that was just like I listened to it an obscene amount of times last year. I was like, oh my god, I gotta fix that.
What was I doing? I had that way too. So being in quarantine and with my partner not living
Yeah.
alone, there wasn't much need to be listening to music as if I were in regular life. And it's, I mean, mainly because I mean, I'm not working in like a work. So I don't have like, because I used to be working at like a desk job.
Right.
So and all my work was like solo work. So I'd listen to music all day at work. Listen to it in the car, you know, when you're driving to point A and point B. With the pandemic, like you don't have any of that. And I'm living with my partner, so I don't have a need to fill my space with noise because I have someone to talk to or watching TV together or something.
Yeah.
So like my whole wrap up was just like songs I had performed that year. Which I mean was kind of nice because I'd be like, oh yeah, I do know this song. I could like put it on like I started making a specific playlist of like songs to do and drag. So I always have like a go-to playlist to look at because I would like forget what songs I have done before, and then I'd be like sitting here being like, oh my gosh, what songs do I know? But yeah, that's all my wrap up was this year, which I thought was super interesting.
Wait, so what were some of the highlights?
Oh gosh, that's like a loaded question. I don't even remember. I told you my memory is so bad.
Hey, I didn't mean to put you on the spot. It's your show. I'm so sorry.
No, that's okay. I mean, so a really good, like genre wise. I can speak to that one. Genre wise, at the beginning of the pandemic, we were supposed to do an in-person show before the lockdown. We had planned, and the lockdown happened. It didn't happen, but I was practicing it so much. So we were supposed to have a 90s show. So I had a bunch of like my rap from like the beginning of the year was a bunch of 90s music because even though I was born in the 90s, I just don't listen to 90s music because that wasn't my thing. And growing up with my parents, I listened to like musicals. That was like it.
Wow, lucky you. My God.
So I don't like my 90s like knowledge of music is just like it's not a thing. And so I had all these 90s music they kept listening to over and over again because I like didn't know any of the songs. I was like, okay, just gotta learn a song, And then the pandemic happened. Now I just have knowledge of 90s music for no reason but my own.
I live. So 90s music work. That's awesome though. There was some really good music that came out of the 90s.
It was okay.
You didn't like what? Oh my gosh. I think maybe I just like the fashion. I mean, it's not good, but it's iconic.
That's valid. I can get behind that.
Some of those outfits, they're so bad that they're good now.
And like the other music that was like in my Spotify wrap up would be like a lot of the songs that our drag queens perform, because then we also sometimes use my Spotify for shows. It'd
Yeah.
be like some Donna Summer, some Whitney Houston. I was like, I hear these songs nonstop. Why is this in my
Yes.
wrap up? And then I'm like listening to my wrap up, like bopping. Like
Oh my God, yes. I live. I have a playlist called the Gay List that's like, I think it's like 241 songs of just really gay, like Donna. We're talking Donna Summer, we're talking disco, we're talking songs with drag queens. Yeah,
Yes.
it's really gay.
When-
Come on, Nick, with the iconic. I live. And 80s fashion, yeah, 80s fashion's good. I'm not really
I
good.
like I've really gotten into like 80s fashion, 80s music, disco music.
Yes.
That's where my drag has been at lately. It's like
Um,
that
I'm a
genre.
big fan. I saw you like recreated like Utica Queen's makeup look the other day. That was
Mhm.
amazing. I
Thank you. It
live.
was a lot of fun. I think I'm gonna do the same idea this week, but with different colors. I'm just
Cool.
gonna like switch up the colors.
Yes.
For a
Why
while,
not?
the way I explained it to someone the other day is that I'm trying to find my niche in drag, trying to find like my thing, because like once performers like have their thing, they just do it, and when you see them, you know who they are, you know like what to expect, which
Yeah.
I admire. While I admire people that can also bring something different every time, I also admire people that have like, yes, this is so
Yeah.
and so, and you just know it as soon as you see them.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to find in my makeup.
That's cool. That's a fun journey to be on. So, like, do you find yourself drawing inspiration from specific places of things that you want to try?
No.
No? Cool.
I actually, and that's actually a conversation I had in therapy this week when talking, or last week, with talking about like my drag. My therapist was like, "Where are you trying to draw inspiration?" I was like, "I don't know."
Yeah.
Like I'm really, sometimes I feel like I'm like grasping at straws. I'm
Hmm.
like I'm just like grasping for air. I'm like, okay, just looking for inspiration anywhere. Makeup is very hard for me. Being like
Makeup is
on
hard. It's not easy.
not only is it hard, but also on like a trans queer level of things. I
Yeah.
mean, makeup was forced on me up
Yeah.
until I came out. So all my like woman friends wore makeup in high school. Like as soon as it was like age appropriate to start wearing makeup, like boom, all my friends were like in makeup.
Yeah.
And then like someone that I dated, he really wanted me to wear makeup. And then you go to college and then you're taking like theater classes and you're doing perform college theater where they're like wear makeup. And I'm like,
Hmm.
ah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you take a theater class about makeup. Um so which was a great class. If you're watching, it was a great class. But
But your experience is valid. And I think that you're touching on something that's very, that doesn't get talked about a lot.
so trying to find it in drag has been so tough because I
Yeah.
just haven't, up until recent, I just haven't liked it. And starting to like it now, I think it's more of an insecurity based,
Hmm.
where it was like I was so insecure in my gender and in myself and wanting to look a certain way. And now that I feel comfortable, more comfortable in myself, I'm like, ooh, let's experiment. Let's like look pretty. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where my and it's fun to talk about this with you because you did a whole interview with me about my drag persona. Like my
Yes.
since that interview, my drag persona has transformed into like almost a gender fluid, gender queer like person.
I live.
Because when, for those that don't know, when I did this interview with Tyler for his class, we talked about like my drag being masculine. It's like another extra like masculine side of me, and trying to figure out like my life as like a guy, but also in drag.
Hmm.
But I'm like, wait, why do I have to be that if I don't like doing that? So it's like, so yeah, it's been fun. Been wearing like a mix of like femme and masculine like drag clothing as well. That's what I've been crafting on Thursdays. I've started making my own stuff.
Yes. I see
So,
that. I'm so happy you're making your own stuff. That's so cool.
and I see it too in myself, like watching my performances. I used to hate watching myself
Yeah.
in our live streams. like the other queens, like they will watch themselves on repeat. They'll be like, "Look at me in this number." I'm like, "Yep, I was there." Um, and
Shady.
it's quarantine. We all live together.
Right.
It's um, but watching myself, going back and like having to watch myself was just like not a thing I like doing.
Yeah, I
I was
get that.
like, this is awkward. This is weird. I hate
Yeah.
this. It's like listening to your own voice, like recording of your voice.
Honey, when I'm editing every goddamn podcast episode, I'm just listening to myself and I'm like, I say your, I say to, I say for instead of like your, to, and for. I'm like, can you get it together, Tyler? So I feel you.
Yeah. So, but I've started to like rewatch like my the streams I've been a part of
Yeah.
recently. I've started watching like my recent performances. I'm like, oh, look at me go. Yes.
Yes.
So it's fun. It's a fun journey.
That's awesome. I'm glad that you're getting see you're but I'm glad that you are getting more comfortable with your drag and exploring things in drag and how you want to present drag. That's so fun.
How did
So
this
fun.
become an interview about me? I'm just kidding.
I don't know, because it's in the sphere, it's in the world.
Yeah.
Theater, performance,
I
drag.
feel like that's what happens with our conversations. Again, going back to like when you and I did the interview about my stuff, I feel like there were so many times I was like, "What do you think about yourself, Tyler?" Like,
Oh my god, I think about myself too much. I need to stop.
Anne Marie said, "Welcome to the Midwest, Tyler."
Emery, you are so right. You are so right.
Born and raised, Tyler
Yeah,
Calhoun.
Midwest.
Jenna said, "When do we get to see your steampunk outfit? When it's finished."
Shady.
It's it's almost done. It's one of those things that I keep putting it on, and then I look in the mirror and I'm like, "Oh man, I missed a spot." And then I like fix it. And then I put it on again, like, "Oh man, I missed a spot." And I fix it. I also have to find the right song for it.
Yeah.
The last two crafting live streams I did, that's what outfit I've been working on.
Mm.
And so there's much anticipation for those that watch on Thursdays. And I also have to find the right song for it.
That's so cool though. You can get people excited. Like they can like watch you craft this thing and then watch it when it's done and then figure out what you're gonna do in it and what you're gonna perform. That's fun to follow. Yeah.
Yeah. It definitely helped. Again, my creativity helped me connect with like theater and things that I love. So
Yeah.
gets the creative parts of my mind flowing instead of just
Yeah.
sitting on the couch all day.
Makeup has been my big creative outlet besides the podcast during the pandemic.
Yes.
So I feel you.
Oh my goodness. Can we? I mean, we're getting close to time, but it's my show, so it can go as long as I want. Can we talk about your looks real quick? Your makeup looks, because
Sure.
I love them, and also I thought you promised me I'd get to see one today, so I'm a little disappointed. But
No, I'm sorry. I got busy. It's
no,
something
it's so okay. Oh my gosh,
do it
never
after
apologize.
it's gonna be so late. Yeah. So on my Instagram, during the pandemic, I started doing makeup looks, like eyeshadow looks inspired by Pokemon and different Pokemon colors. And it's fun. And I like it. And yeah. I don't know. What do you want to know about it?
I don't know what inspired you to start doing that.
So I wanted to play with makeup more, but whenever I saw Julie's
I know. At first, I was like, "Why is Julie so angry?" And then I
I
read the
know.
full comment, and I was like, "Oh,
She's so sweet. Oh my god, thank you, Julie. um yeah, I wanted to play with makeup though. But every time I went like to grab a palette or grab my brushes, I was like, I don't know what to do. So I was like, what if I gave myself a prompt? You know what I mean? I was thinking of like improv and like working within like give yourself a limit and what can you do with that limit? And I was like, okay, so if I'm embracing limits, what if I just looked at a Pokemon and what colors are on the Pokemon? And those are the only colors that I can use, and I have to take a look. I was like, that's fun because I love Pokemon, and I was like, what's a cool source of inspiration? I was like, well, I like to post these on Instagram. I could do, like make my way through the regions like Kanto, Johto, Sinnoh, Hoenn, all of those, and just like pick different Pokemon from the different regions and see what happens. So
Have
yeah.
you thought about, I know that when last we talked screen to screen, you had mixed feelings about the world of TikTok. Have you thought, oh, you still do? Uh, I
Oh,
was
they're
gonna,
not mixed. They're not mixed.
well, not mixed was being nice.
It's-
What I was
it's-
going to ask, but I think you already answered the question. I was going to
yeah,
ask if you thought about bringing those to
no,
life on your TikTok.
absolutely
No,
not.
you gave up on that dream. You
No.
made
No.
a few.
I did make a couple. They were fun, but absolutely took way too much time. And yeah, I don't like that app. I don't like that app. I feel like it's
It's
like
so
making
fine.
people weird.
I like it in like
Yeah.
small amounts. I'll
Yeah.
watch like 5 videos and then I get off. Like I don't get in like
Good
whole.
for you. 'Cause you can lose your whole day on that app.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
if you
another thing I don't like is, I mean, we watch shows like 911 and like The Rookie. And have you ever watched those shows?
no, I have not.
They're based on, especially 911, are based on real 911 calls.
Oh wow.
I mean, it's dramatized, but I mean, I watch like the stupid stuff people do on TikTok. I'm like, this could be a 911 call. Like, I'm just gonna keep scrolling, and by then I've skipped like 10 videos, and I'm like, why am I on here? Like, get
Yeah.
off. But I
Yeah.
mean, like, because that's what I mean. Some of the episodes are literally that. Like, it's people doing. They don't call them TikToks because copyrights, but it's people doing videos like that, like
Yeah.
throwing themselves into like a pool with like a heavy thing. Like, can they swim back up? And like sticking their head in a microwave, and how long can they last in there? Like, and these are real things people do on TikTok, and they make it into an episode because that's also a real thing. And it's like, now I don't want to watch TikTok. I'm like, what if on the TikTok they had to call 911 and they just like cut that part out and now some like little kid is gonna go try it? Like,
Right? Like that is not good. That doesn't even happen. Yeah, it makes me think of like all those challenge videos, which are like fun, but like if it's gonna send you to the hospital, you don't need to do that. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But yeah, so I'm more happy to just do them and then take pictures and share them with friends. And if people get joy out of it, great. If they don't and they want a video of it, well, pay me.
Well, and valid. The only
You know?
reason I thought of it, I should say, is because those are the TikToks I enjoy, are the makeup ones. Those are like why I still have
Me
my
too.
TikTok,
Yeah.
because I love my favorite TikToks are the people that lip sync to things during like their process, and then at the end they're the character of whatever they were lip syncing. So
Yes.
so that's why I was like, oh my god, you could do that. I mean, I don't know Pokemon, and I know that like the characters themselves like don't talk per se,
Mhm.
but I mean, you could do audio from the show or whatever. I was like, Pikachu, I choose you, and then you're like Pikachu makeup. I don't
You know what?
know.
That's tea. That's tea. But you know me, I'm like, I think way too much. You know this. So I can't just do like I choose you. It would be a whole ass production. And then this like 2 minute TikTok just became this thing that took up my entire day. You know?
Well, I mean, and in retrospect of asking that question, I mean, you do so much editing of your own podcast. You don't want to sit down and have to edit like a whole nother thing. With Instagram, you can just take the picture and upload it. Like, call it a day.
I
Put a
can
little
turn on
filter on it, and then boom.
yes, yes. I just turn on the music, I set up my little ring light, and I just have a little photo shoot for a few minutes and call it a day.
Julie's over here talking about Tic Tacs.
Oh my god, yeah, the orange ones are the best, Julie.
They are.
Tic Tacs, yes.
I used to eat like a whole container of those as a kid. I'd be like,
Oh, yeah, just drinking the Tic Tacs, not even chewing them, not like savoring them, just drinking it. So
yep.
good.
You know, like trying different things with the Tic Tacs, like putting them
Oh,
like in a cup of water, see what the water tastes like. It was
right.
always gross, but it was
Yeah.
worth it.
Right. I'm like, I want to try this anyway.
Oh my goodness. Is it bad I didn't know that 911 was based on real ones? It is. 911 is based on real.
Yeah, you got me
911.
wanting to check out this show. Did you watch the Free Britney documentary?
I did. I did.
Escándalo.
I know. I recommend for the what is that, Hulu?
Yep, it's on Hulu.
For those that have Hulu. Yeah, who does that?
It's the New York Times like presents, or it's like
Yes.
an episode in that. So look for it in there. You might not find it if you're just looking like Free Britney. Um, oh my gosh, I'm gonna try vodka spiked with orange tea.
Uh, uh.
Yes, Julie! You gotta let us know if it's good, Julie.
And I'm sorry ahead of time for when it's not.
That's tea.
But I really enjoyed the Free Britney
Yeah.
documentary. It gave me a whole new perspective.
Oh, completely. Like it's like you knew or you'd heard about it, but like seeing all the ins and outs of it, it's just insane. It's just crazy. Like I can't believe this has been able to go on for as long as it has. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's still going on.
Yeah. I mean, I was talking I was talking with Jaden about it when we were
Yeah.
watching it. You know, the whole thing with when she started to kind of, I don't even know what the proper wording is now, knowing what I know, but like not doing well, becoming mentally ill
Yeah.
and sad. I don't know. Um,
Yeah. When you
that
going
was
through it.
like when my age group started paying attention to media. Like that was when we started getting access and our brains like retained what we were seeing.
Yeah.
And so like that was always like the butt of jokes was
Oh my
like
god.
mocking Britney Spears. Like that was like our thing. I mean like the whole shaved head. I mean that was referenced in movies all
Yep.
the time. And it was always like a sign of going insane. I mean, like when you thought someone was crazy, you would just like do this.
Yep.
Um, and so growing up with that being my first image of Britney Spears, really, my first knowledge of her, like I just didn't like her. I was like,
Yeah.
this girl is crazy. She is nuts. And then getting older, I mean, I agreed with like memes that I would see. Like now I understand why Britney Spears randomly shaved her head because like same, and I was like, yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Um,
Right. Like, yeah, me out here on a bad day.
but
Who knows what could happen?
right, but still, I never really understood like the full whatever
Right.
was happening, and I definitely didn't respect her music. Like I'll be out front about that. I was like, this girl sounds whiny. Um, but then, but then
Yeah.
watching the documentary, watching why she made the music that she did before any of it happened, and then seeing where she is now and why she's at where she at, I'm like, this woman is iconic. We need to save her. We need to rescue her. What can I do?
Right? How can I help? How can I be of service?
Do I just need to buy all her music on iTunes? Like, what can I do? I'm like, does that give all the bad people money? Like, I just don't know.
Does she have a Venmo? Can I donate? Or does that
Right.
go to her dad? What's going on?
Right. What money does not go to her dad, and how can I slip it? Do I just put it like under the door to like her room at the hosptal? Like, what?
Right? Knock twice and then leave the money.
For Britney only.
Yeah. No, that documentary was, yeah, it was sad, but it was really informative. And if y'all haven't seen it, you should watch it because it gives you a totally different perspective on what she's going through, and especially the last couple of years. You know what I mean? Because even like when she wasn't shaving her head, maybe she was posting like what seems to be an odd video on Instagram. And I remember when people were like making fun of that. And they're like, "Oh, Britney Spears again." But then like there was this whole sub community of people that were like, "No, this is a message. This is not just what it appears." It's crazy that if that is for certain that like she has to go through all of that to get out what she wants to really say. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine living like that.
And that, well, then it makes you think about like everyone else that is at her level of fame. You're like, who else needs help? Everyone okay? Who else
Yeah.
is going through this? Who else do we need to investigate here?
I think about all her family members too, like the people that haven't, that like that list of people at the end of the documentary that chose not to speak, you know, and it's like obviously some of them can't speak because they're in this whole like legal conservative ship thing, but like if you really thought something was going on, like you should raise your voice. If nothing else that we've learned, like since over these past couple months, like you need to speak up when you see wrong happening in this world. So,
Yeah.
mm,
Well, I also have to wonder too if I like it's like a mixed emotion for
yeah,
me on that level because I'm like, yes, I would like you wish they would like use their voice to be like, yes, this is wrong, and I don't know, like her mom, and I'm doing what I can.
yeah,
Um, but in the same respect, I wonder if they saw I'm just picturing in my head how it went down. Like they like
yeah,
saw an email from like the producer of this documentary, and they were like, "I literally don't have time for this. Like delete." And like I have like because they're
yeah,
working on the actual thing itself. It's like I didn't have time for this documentary. Uh, but then they see the documentary blowing up, and they're like, "Oh shit! Like that would have been a really great idea if I would have taken 5 minutes out of this to like go see
yeah,
my piece."
yeah. I mean that, yeah, totally. Because there's miscommunications and stuff that happens. Absolutely.
Like the two girls that run that podcast, they didn't think that was gonna blow up. They were just fans
Right?
of her Instagram.
Yeah.
And now they're like part of this huge documentary.
Right.
So I'm sure some of those people who were asked to speak on that are at like that more popular level were like, I don't have time for like this small thing. Like I'm
Yeah.
busy.
Yeah. It's sad. It's
Yeah.
very sad.
Yeah.
Oh my
Um,
gosh, Julia's comment.
Julie has a big heart.
I can see that. Julie, you're amazing.
She also likes to dance on tables, apparently.
Hey, work.
Big heart and a big lover of dance.
I love that.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today, Tyler.
Oh my gosh, it's been a joy. It's been a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Of course, I miss you so much. We need to like
You too.
do a one-on-one catch up sometime.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm around. I'm unemployed. Hit me up.
Hey, I'm working part time. I'm available.
We'll set something up later.
Absolutely. Yes.
Thank you so
Thank
much
you
for
again for
joining
having
me.
me. Oh my gosh,
Of
you're so sweet.
course.
All
Well, bye for now, Tyler.
right, I'll see you later. It's nice meeting everybody in the comments. Y'all are lovely. All right, bye.
Thank you all so much for joining me. Thank you for sticking the extra time around. If you are still here, because we've had so many people in the comments this evening, and I don't want to waste your guys' time by like going through and checking people out and seeing who was here and who wasn't. If you could comment just a quick, I don't know, like a hello, hi, or a me, I'm gonna get this drawing started. And I'm gonna put your names in this actual hat here. And we are gonna pick two winners for this Friday's show. It is at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is with the amazing Boa from RuPaul's Canada Drag Race. And we are so excited. She's coming to us live. She is live hosting, and it's going to be great. So comment away, put your guys' name in a hat. I'm going to start writing these names. I wish I had like a little. This is I told my dad I need like music for like moments like this that like plays in the background. It's like do 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 while I'm like doing things, but it's fine. Talk amongst yourselves, like in the comments. I guess I don't know. I can't be like in class, like talk amongst yourselves, everybody, because you can't physically do that, but it's fine. We also have our family. I should leave these names out to make sure I don't double write someone's name. We also have our family friendly show on Saturday at 11:30 in the morning Eastern Standard Time. I saw someone earlier joined us from the UK. That was super exciting. I wonder if they're still here, but they're not commenting. So I'm going to assume they're not. And it's fine. We still love the UK. I think they said it was like 1 in the morning there, which is really nuts. My brain, work with me. Please don't forget Wayne. He got up in the middle of the night to join from the UK. Well, the rule was, Julie, that they have to be present to win. My apologies to Wayne. If you win, Julie, you can give your ticket to Wayne. How about that? How about that? Oh, Wayne's still here. Good. Then I can put Wayne in the drawing. See, it all worked out. Congratulations, Wayne. You are in the drawing. I'm present. Listen, y'all, I can't see who's watching on StreamYard. I can only see your comments, which is why I asked you to comment. Don't be all yelling at me. This drawing hasn't started. I believe that's everyone who has commented in the last few moments here. Can Disco get an entry? No, it is one entry per household. Got you, Jen Martin. I see you. Putting your names. Girl, I'm not yelling. I'm just helping. Y'all kill me. You make this show and every show that we do worth it. Also, please check out Nick/Shiloh's show on Saturday evenings. I believe at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. They moved their show just so they didn't interfere with our Thursday live stream craft time, and I really appreciate them because, like I said, none of this is a competition. And when I picked Thursdays, I was like, oh man, I'm interfering with Shiloh, and I didn't mean to do that. So I love you, Shiloh. Okay. Gonna look over here. I got my little hat. All right. So remember, there's two winners, and our first winner, Eli, is our first winner. So we have one ticket. Eli, comment, because again, you have to be present. You need to comment. Want to make sure you're still here and that you know you just won a ticket to watch Boa. I'm gonna give another second for Eli to comment. Yep. Okay. Eli said, "Oh, one. Congratulations, Eli." All right, and our other winner is. Are you ready? Are you ready? Who gets the other ticket to watch Boa with us? Look at that. It's Wayne, y'all. You did it. You saved him and he won a ticket. Tyler is cheering. I can still see his little screen and he's rooting for you, Wayne. So look at that. So you both get, Wayne and Eli, you both get a free ticket to our Friday show. It is 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All I need from you is your email address. If you can, yes, I know you're here, Wayne, and you have won. Uh, if you can direct message Wayne Austin Moan, that is my drag name. If you can direct message Austin Moan, friend me, and send me your email address, and we will get you a ticket for Friday's show. It's 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I know that is late for you yourself. You have 24-hour access to the stream if you cannot join us at that time. And our show typically runs about 2 hours. So you can also always join late. But congratulations to Eli and Wayne. And thank you, Julie, for tagging my profile so Wayne can friend me. I hope you all have a great rest of your evening. It was so great to talk to Tyler. It was so great to talk with all of you. Please take time for yourself. Do some self-care, if not this evening, sometime this week, and preferably make it an everyday thing. Everyday thing. Take time for you. And if you would still like to buy a ticket to see Boa on Friday, along with the rest of our cast, the ticket link is pinned in the comments for you to purchase your ticket. If you have any questions, you can always ask myself or Jaden Black. You are loved. You are worthy of love. And if you ever need someone to talk to, I may not have enough spoons to give you advice, but I'm always here to listen. Hope you have a great rest of your week, and I will see you tomorrow for crafting. Have a great night, guys. Bye.